Hi everybody, this is Julie. I'm here from the Scraps of My Life. I showed this album briefly in another video to show you what I was working on and everything. And I have been working on this album for some time, not because it's taken me that long to do it, just that I work on it in between making kits and doing other things. And so anyway, it's nearly finished, and I have had a ball. I mean, just a ball of fun making this album. So I know it's not finished, and I'm presently working on the cover as well. So I just had to show it to you, okay? It's not quite finished in the back of it. It's pretty much finished other than the back couple pages. But anyway, I wanted to show it to you really quick. This video may be a little lengthy because as I was making this album and working on it this morning, actually, I come across a couple things, a couple of tips that I thought might be useful, and I'll try to go through the album as quickly as possible, but I wanted to point out some tips as I go through it, so I'll do that for those of you who are interested. And so it might be a little lengthy, so if you're not interested, just carry on with what you were doing. Anyway, just real quick, this is a tip here on this front page. This picture was a whole picture right here, and I downloaded it off the internet. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I put it on photo paper, the shiny one, and it would not fit on this page. I could not get it to size down far enough to fit it on here because it's a horizontal picture mostly, I think, and maybe the pixels weren't great in it. But anyway, this is as small as I could print it with it looking decent like it should. So what I did was I cut it right down the middle, and I made a special pocket for it, envelope, and I cut this piece, put it on a backing, and I stuck it in here. Now this is the only girly thing in the whole album, but it was so beautiful I just had to use it. Okay, that's that. I just love that. It's beautiful. On this side over here, this is a little tiny bit of a mishap. Now I had purchased these gorgeous rub-ons, and I have some stickers as well, but they're buried somewhere under here. But I had purchased these bugs. I mean, I just love them, and I intended to use them when I did a little boy album. And as I went through this album, I'm using mostly the Graphic 45 Playtime's Past paper. So, you know me, I just can't do without the color. So the paper's pretty colorful, but it's pretty much, you know, there's not really any theme to it really. But toys, there's a few toys. Anyway, I had bought the bugs, and I had done this whole album, and last night I said, you know what, this part here was not done. Okay, none of this was here. The bugs were not here, and I said, if I'm going to put the bugs anywhere in the album, it's going to have to be here. Well, as you can see, I had already put the gears and gotten them ready as a lean-to pocket here for robots or cars or whatever. And I just said, you know what, I don't care. I'm going to do the bugs. So I put the ladybugs stringing along here, and I am going to put some little black dark lines in their trail, which I forgot to do. But then I did a card style tag and use some of the gorgeous rub-ons, which by the way are very hard to rub on. They're very thick but beautiful. I mean, they're just gorgeous, this little bug here. And I just took this piece, attached it to a piece of solid cardstock here on the back, as you can see, rounded the corners, punched the edge, and did a little journals thing inside with a little bug up here. Too cute, right? I just love it. And before I go any further, I wanted to mention, because as I go through this album, you may see a reflection of it anyway. I was really, really, really impressed and inspired by Scrapbook Giggles. She does some really adorable albums, and some of them are cutesy, and most of them are vintage like and for ladies and things, but she did this one for a little boy, and it just stole my heart away. So she is the one who actually inspired the feel of this album. You know, I had always intended on using some type of the, you know, the vintagey like papers for a boys album. But I got a lot of ideas and a lot of inspiration from her, so I wanted to mention that. So you should go check her out. She has some really cute stuff over there. Anyway, her YouTube is Scrapbook Giggles, so check her out. And then she also is on eBay under the same name, so go check her out. This is a tag that I did. But anyway, this is a tag that I made also for this side. And I really didn't think that I should put anything back here. I don't know. Usually I try to layer my stuff, put a photo mat and a place to hold things. But I think that's just as perfect a mat as it needs to be. And, you know, pretty much, you know, you would just mat the picture. And then, like this is matted, sort of. And just put it on there. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. And I had to put the little ants crop there and a little bug right there. So let me move on from this. Anyway, I had to, in other words, incorporate the bugs. I just had to do it. Okay, so on this page here, I showed you that. And then on the other side, I did, let's see, I think she had a boat in her book. So what I did was, of course, I never can find anything to just print out and use it. So I did a pattern myself. Drew it out and cut it out and layered it and made me a sailboat. Now, when I put this in here, I intended for tags to go behind here, which it can definitely, as you can see, but it'll have to be the right size of tag because I really don't want it to completely cover up my little clouds I did. So over here's a little journaling cloud, which you can't wholly see yet. And these little clouds, they swing around, so you can put little snapshot pictures under them or more journaling. They're just too cute. Well, over here on this side, I had done these tags and stuck them in here just like this. And then today I was going through some buttons looking for some little boy stuff like baseballs and that sort of thing. And I found these gorgeous little buttons of the sea stuff and the sun. So what I did was I just cut the back of them off with my craft knife and hot glued them onto these tags. It just made them. So there they are, and they're stuck in this cute little pocket, and this says a little sailor, and that is the sticker letters. So let me push my cloud out of the way here. It always wants to grab onto that page. And scoot on over here to the next page. Let's see. Let me see if I can reposition this just near the angle it needs to be. Now over here on this page is very involved, and this is one of the things that if you want to call it, scrap lifted from Scrapbook Giggles, and I can't right now think of her name. I'm sorry, or I would mention it. So I'm just going to call her her screen name for now. But she had done she'd actually done a couple buttons or something. I don't know. Anyway, it inspired me. And so, of course, I couldn't leave just a bow there. I said, you know, it'd be really cool for the airplane to look like it's flying, of course, and the stars. So, anyway, and I did a pinwheel here and put it on a brad. Okay, and then this just opens up, and I don't really have to even remove it. It's kind of loose, and it slips to the side nicely. And a nice photo mat, and then a couple very nice photo mats inside of here, as you can see. So they're kind of plain right now. I don't know that I'll actually do anything more to them either. And then what I did on the back of the button is, because to keep it from being so very thick on the, you know, with the paper clip here, I just used a double-sided piece. Actually, I used a piece of cardstock. A piece of the very thin, like let's see, chipboard or whatever it is I used in there. It's very thin anyway, cereal box something. And then I just cut out the pieces for the to cover it with the blue cardstock. So that's what I did there. And then up here at the top, I'm presently not quite finished with this page, with these. This is like a little booklet type thing that opens up sort of. And over here on this side, I did a brad with a tag on top of this photo mat, and I glued the photo mat down. Yes, amazing, isn't it? And this is a dimensional piece that goes with a paper set that I bought years ago. I don't have the paper, well, I had a little bit of the paper, but I bought the stickers and the dimensional stickers, so very cute. And so these stars also are the same thing, and this is punched with a, here's a tip I wanted to mention, that you can take just your plain cardstock paper, something that just really is kind of blah, and you can take your punch and make a border. Okay, and a lot of you probably know that, but sometimes when you're doing an album you feel stuck, you don't even think of something like that. So anyway, that's what I did and stuck the stars on, and this is a very large pocket behind here, which I've not done the tag for yet. And then down here at the bottom is I'm going to move the camera instead of the book, that's easier for me. And then down here I did an airplane that I had cut out of my Cricut, and I did the shadow cut as well. And I just lined it with a silver gel pen or whatever they're called. And so that holds this cute little tag back there, which is not quite finished. And it just sits back there like that. So really cute. Alright, moving on. And then this tag here pulls out, and it has a pocket on the back of it, of course. Move it back up here. Because I love doing the smaller tags on tags. It's just so adorable. Okay, over here on this side, I have a little bifold tag here, and it has the cars on it. Almost dropped it there. On the inside, I did the gears and lined it. Of course, that's a lean-to thing there. Would hold a nice little tag. And it just sits behind these two pieces of rickrack here. And the last one always wants to be difficult, so I'm not going to fool with that right now. Anyway, it sits right there, and of course the back of that was a photo mat. And this opens up. Now, I did this. I thought it would be really cute to do a little boy's collar-like thing, and the button thing, but the buttons are really bulky, and I didn't even think about it being so. But anyway, it turned out all right. I fooled with it with the different kinds of buttons and finally got it squared away. So there's just a couple of tags in here. Nice size photo mats in the background, or be really great for journaling, whichever. This flips down. Okay. And that's just a photo mat right now. And up here I have the background. This is the paper. This is the paper that went with those stickers I was talking about. And this is a word that I've had it for, goodness gracious, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm not even going to tell you how many years I've had it. Long time. First scrapbook paper I bought, okay, before I actually got into really using it. So that should tell you how old it is. Just a tag here that I stuck into this pocket that, I made out of some of the paper. Okay, flip it over. Oops, something caught there. Okay, on this side over here. Okay, and I haven't forgot my tips, so I'm still getting to those. This is a file folder style on top of the page. This is a helicopter. Now, Scrapbook Giggle, she also had this adorable little helicopter. Now, of course, hers was looked like it might have been a punch-out or something, but it was gorgeous nonetheless. And of course, I didn't have one, and of course, I couldn't find one. So there again, I drew out my own pattern, and after I cut it out, I did the individual pieces and did paper layering here. So it turned out absolutely adorable, to say the least. And it does swing, but when I was fooling with it, I bent the piece right here, so I'm going to have to fix that. So I don't really want to swing it for that reason. But anyways, too cute. Too cute. And I love the way it turned out. But anyway, she inspired me to do that. And then over here on the other side, I put a paper clip with a little frog on the edge. I just could not resist it. He was sitting there in the buttons. And actually, I wanted to put him right here with the rocks, okay? But I had already, I did not want any more bulk between these. I didn't want any bulk between these two pages. So that's why he's over there on the paper clip. So, too cute. And over here, here's the color thing I was going to mention to you. This is the thing about color. Because you probably sit there and wonder, how in the world did she make, you know, the colors blend in, which this needs to be edged to kind of give it a vintagey thing here, which I haven't done yet, which you can use brown or black, whichever. But you can take, if you use the right colors, the right blend, you can take vintage papers and use a little bit brighter colors and actually make it look like it belongs. So that's the key, is using the right shades of color. You know, any kind of green would not have worked here. And even though this green is brighter than this one, it still works, I think. I mean, you know, that's totally, you know, you may not think so. But like I said, the edges of this need to be inked up so that it would look a little more, you know, darker. And you can always, listen, you can always take your, there's one called Sand, something or other, in the Tattered Angels. Now, Tattered Angels is all I have, so, you know, I'm not putting plugs in for them, but it's what I have. I have a lot of it, so I'm going to use it before I actually buy anything else, and it works. You know, I did buy some Lindy's, yes, I did, a little bit, to try it. Anyway, you can spray it with that sand or any kind of color that's like a really sheer look, and it gives it an automatic aged look. I mean, it's just beautiful. And I didn't do it to these because I kind of want them to stay as they are. But anyway, color, 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 color. So you can take something that is totally not colorful, and if you use the right colors to add it in, you can make it colorful. Little pocket here. This little bear and this rocks down here were stickers, of course, and they are Crafty Secrets. And see the little frog, barely you probably can, in the little guy's pocket there. Too cute, I just love it. Now, I don't like frogs, don't get me wrong. But in a setting like this, I think they're so cute. In Scrapbook Giggles, in her book she used some metal turn mounts, which I've had these forever and haven't really used them to their potential. And so I decided to pull them out and use them. So I made this little tag, well, it's not so little, but made this tag, triple tag here. This says all boy, but I mean it's stickers on there. So a little bit of shine, okay, and you open it up, and I just lined it with more of the paper so that it's not busy, so it can be written on or a photo put on it. And to hide the back of the brad I put this hot glued this, no, I used my metal glue, I think. Anyway, whatever it is, I did this brad here. I just tore the brad legs off of it and glued it to the back of this brad legs. Okay, that's a tongue twister. So that's what I did there, and love how it turned out. I did photo mats on both sides, and then this little guy just turns around and holds it perfectly. So love that idea that she inspired me there with. I just love it. So since this was an all-boy kind of page, I was wanting to use the little buttons for the little boy, the hat, the ball, and the glove and whatnot. And so I decided if I was going to use it, this would be where I would be able to get away with it. So that's what I did, and I had this large tag I had made, and it was really plain and dull and boring. A couple of tags here that I did. And so I put a plain here, and then I hot glued these down. I cut the shanks off with my craft knife again, ran some paper ribbon, or whatever you want to call it, paper string through this hat, because I really didn't want a bow sitting on top of the hat. So just to cover up the holes, and then that just holds it in place, and then it's just plain on the back right now. I thought I might do some journaling on there. So they just sit in there, and then it slides right behind this little thing right here. So remember, when you're laying down your photo mats, you can always use them for pockets again for something else. It can layer, 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 layer. Very, very, I love layering. You know, you can't tell it, I know. On this page here, I had this frame, and I've had it a long time as well, and I wanted to make it into an actual frame. Took a little bit of doing, but I did, and backed it with that paper there so that you can actually put a picture, of course, down in there. So it flips down, and I'll show you the bottom in a second. And this is another piece. This is a punch out that I had from the back there where I had the word that said, what was it? Did it say? I don't even remember. Whatever it said. This was with that same paper group. So it was a frame as well. So I punched out the center here and made it also into a frame, as you can see. So the picture can slide down into there. But I had to put some pretty paper there until the picture got there, of course. Then that flips down, and this is this is a signature pocket. I use it in not all of my albums, but in quite a few, because I just love it. It's just simple and yummy, and it's layer, 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 and I love it. So this is like a signature pocket I do, made with an envelope. It's very, very simple. I think I've shown how to make it in my Ustream channels before, but I'll have to do a video for you on YouTube. So I put it down as a pocket and back here, and then made another bifold with a lean-to on the side here with the border. Okay, and this is my little tag that I've got to gussy up. And then, you know, the inside, I haven't done anything. Finished it off. And there's the back side of it. It's orange. I'm not sure if that's showing up yellow or not. But then that fits right back in there. And then this piece here, of course, is a pocket as well. And these little guys here are tags. So, you know, that goes just like that. Down here at the bottom, which is upside down right now. Well, it looks upside down. The only actually thing that's upside down is the yellow tag. But this part actually is set upright, so it's looking correctly. So there's a border pocket there, and these cute little tags I did. And then this is just a large tag inside of there that I have yet to decorate. So it sits back in there in the little back side of the pocket. Really fun. Really, really love doing those. Down here's another flap. I made a pocket I had only 2 sheets of this paper right here. I purchased, what I did was, I was working on this album. I was feeling kind of bound because I didn't seem to have enough choices of paper for my liking. So I was doing an order at Joann's. So I ordered the All About Boys stack. It's glittered and cute and adorable. But there's actually just a couple pieces of the paper that actually work with the colors in this album. And this was one of them. I absolutely love it. It matches the color in this plain like it was made for it. But anyway, I made a pocket out of that and used some rickrack, some very, very wide rickrack down here, 1/2 inch I'm thinking. And made it into a pocket and did a tag out of with the airplane paper. And then on the back side I did a plain at the bottom, and then what I did was stapled 2 ribbons on the side, and then nice photo mat or journaling if it would be used for that on the back side. So that turned out really, really cute. Sometimes I have a hard time getting my tags to match my